Alrighty, I wanted to make a video since I had made a video in a few weeks, not a few weeks, in a few days. I hadn't made a video, so I wanted to make a video, and this is going to be viewer participation. I really want to keep this short and sweet. So basically, my question would be, what do people, if you're in the market for buying keyboards or stuff like that, especially musical instruments, keyboards, it may be other gear, whatever the case, but I'm mainly going to focus on keyboards. My question, and I really want to get people's thoughts on this, because this is kind of a rant slash wondering what's up or whatever. Now, I'm probably going to do an update video. I got a couple of cameras. I'm going to test them out to see how well they good on how well they are with video, because everyone knows I've been using probably my little Nikon Coolpix camera, and I also been using my webcam. But one thing I do notice before I get into the video of asking the question, I do notice that a lot of people's videos, as far as the way they come out, is simply because they're using a DSLR camera or something like that to that pretty much, maybe a mirrorless camera, but they're using basically a camera like that with lighting and all that. And I need to start doing that too. My space is limited. I'm going to go to Keyboard Anonymous. You know how Alcohol Anonymous, I got synthesizer. I'm addicted. Yes, I have to first admit I got a problem. Or, like we like to say, gear acquisition syndrome. I suffer from it bad. Even though I made videos on gas and how to avoid it and gear. But, yeah. Not being hypocritical. Now, what I wanted to do right quick, I want to get people's thoughts on this. If you noticed this like I've noticed. I notice a lot of times when in the market for buying keyboards, whether it's the latest Yamaha Montage M8 or whatever, maybe the latest Roland Phantom or Nord Stage 4 or the Chord Nautilus or whatever. But let's say you're in the market for, maybe you want to get some older boards like I have. For example, I use my Roland line. I got quite a bit of Roland boards because I like Roland keyboards. I got a Roland XP80 over there. I have a Roland Phantom S. I even got a rack module Roland Phantom XR, the rack, which is the X6 version, right? X7, X8 version. I also have a Roland Phantom G. I got a Roland Phantom G6. But I also have a Roland Phantom 6, the new one. It ain't new, but it's the Roland Phantom 6. So I got quite a bit of Rolands. But not talk about what I have, but more about, is it me, or is it some of these people are just, I'm trying to think, I don't have a word for it. I'll give you an example. I do have a Core Chrome, but I've always thought about upgrading to for the Chrome was the lower version of the Cronus, and I thought about getting the Cronus to upgrade my Chrome to the Cronus, even though the Cronus has been around since 2012. I've thought about upgrading it to the Cronus because the Cronus pretty much was Korg's flagship board. The issue that I'm seeing is some of these people will sell they're still trying to sell a Cronus, or even the Cronus 2. It's the newer one with the wooden panel sides and all that. They're trying to sell it for $3,000. I've seen them $3,450, $3,200, $3,400, $3,500, $3,500, and that was pretty much the going price for those when they were brand new. Now, am I delusional, or do you think are these people trying to sell these boards? Are they delusional? And the prices range, even if it's the first Cronus. I've been eating peanuts. So I'm chewing up the last bit of peanuts. So my last question would be, do you think, okay, and not even a Cronus, let's say Yamaha Montage. It don't even have to be the Montage with the M8, M6 version. Let's say it's the first Montage, but they still want $2,400, $2,500, $2,600. Now, some of these boards, let's go way back to the 80s and 90s on certain boards. Let's say it's a Ensoniq TS12. And let's say someone's selling it for $1,800. Do you think that's reasonable for a board that's almost 30 years old? Yet I'll see certain boards. Now, here's certain boards I've seen that are just, they're dirt cheap, even though they've been out, even though these, I'll give you another example. There's the Korg Triton. Then there's the Korg Triton Studio. I have the Korg Triton Studio, but there's the Korg Triton. And the Korg Triton, I've seen them on average $400, $500, $600, $700. That it would even include if it was $699. That's basically $700 or $599. I've even seen the racks, $300, $400, $500, $600. Now, if you put Triton Studio, somehow they automatically jump from being $300, $400, $500 to like $1,800, $1,900, $2,200. Now, the Triton Studio came out in 2003 versus the regular Triton. The regular Korg Triton came out in 1999, and it was, even the Triton Studio at the time was $3,300, $3,400. That was in 2003. It's 2024, right? My question would be, even if it's a 2003 Triton Studio, being that it's 21 years old, is it worth $1,900? And I'm starting to notice that with even gear that's been out since 2005. I saw a Roland V Synth. It's the GT version, which is the version 2, the newer model. I saw one for $2,500. I'm like, didn't that board come out in 2005? So to wrap the video up, If you're a keyboard player like I am, and you shop on Reverb, eBay, maybe Craig's, list, or Marketplace on Facebook or whatever, do you think the price of used keyboards are reasonable? Even if it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years old? Are these people are they crazy? Delusional? Greedy? Or is it fair? It's kind of like, which I don't understand, on certain boards, even in the used market, seem to be somewhat fair to me. Like, I've seen a used Yamaha Motif XF for about $12.50, but then I would see a Yamaha Motif, not the XF, but the XS, $18.49. And everyone knows the XF is an upgrade to the XS, right? The prices fluctuate so much between being, even though they're between 5, 10, 15, 20 years old. I've seen some, prime example, I've seen a Ensoniq MR76, $1,900. Like, I paid for my Yamaha, my Ensoniq MR61, I paid $250. So, like, my Ensoniq TS, I seen it Ensoniq TS12, $13.99. I paid $250 for my Ensoniq TS12. So that's gonna wrap up the video. I'm just curious. When I start looking at some of these prices for some of these keyboards, sometimes I'm just out there, not necessarily I'm in the market shopping for keyboards, but sometimes I'll be curious, like I see a Yamaha SY99, and you turn around and that board came out in like 91, and someone's trying to sell it. You're talking a board that's 33 years old, and they're trying to sell it for like $2,700. And I've seen it range anywhere from as low as $4.99 for the same board, depends on who's selling it, to like $27.99, depends on who's selling it. Do you think the people that's trying to sell it for $27.99, is something mentally wrong with these people? Are they greedy, delusional, especially when there's someone else is selling the same board for $4.99? Now, granted, every now and sometimes you'll see a price on the same board that's maybe real cheap or way cheaper, but it might have a crack or scuffed up or some damaged buttons. That we have to weigh in that factor too. So that's going to do it for this video. Just curious, what are your thoughts on these prices on some of these synthesizers out there, whether they're new or as old, older boards? Thanks for watching, and I would love to hear y'all input. Thanks.